car be? And then at one point we ended up like in a ditch on the side of the road because it was winter and the roads were covered with snow and I didn't know how to drive. And then like other drivers had to stop and help these children pull a car out of a ditch. And mercifully, nobody, bothered to check to see if I had a license or any kind of identification, because I didn't. Well, we did things like that fairly often, and it was great. And I look at my kids now, and they're like, they follow every rule, and they're like, Dad, is it okay if I go in there and order a drink myself? And I'm like, oh my God, when I was your age, I was already committing felonies. Get your shit together.
That's amazing. Thank you. That's amazing. I think he has a million of them.
What about you as a teenager? Like
me, I was nothing better.
You were super smart, super precocious.
I was like a pretty studious kid. I was pretty shy, which is bizarre. That's why I think y'all have to bear the brunt of me being absurdly. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I was pretty quiet. I think I had a lot going on in my head. I think you and I both have something where we have a lot going on in our head, and it's like, am I gonna mute 100% of it and just kind of have to release it later, or 90% of it and get 10% out now, or am I just gonna go and say whatever crosses my mind? Your mind works very quickly. Y'all know this, I'm sure. But when something's happening, we'll be in the green room, here or wherever, in a plane, on set, in the truck, heading to set, and his brain is like, brrr, go. So I think I'm aware sometimes when you're, being reserved, that your brain is probably saving up a lot of stuff that's gonna come out somewhere.
Or it's just trying so hard to come up with anything and it's coming up dry.
Yeah, pretty fun, but I was kind of a nerdy kid also. But thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Yeah, appreciate you.
That's interesting. I think I was also pretty shy and reserved. My younger brother was really outgoing and always talks to strangers, and I was like, oh my God, how does he do that? How does he talk to people? And it's such a funny thing to think that we wind up in this environment. And both of us, I think, ended up being fairly comfortable being in the limelight. But if you had known me at 15, you would have been like, no, fucking that kid, not that kid. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Hi, how are you?
Hi, fine, and you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
I'm interested, do you play board games at home with your family, and what games do you play?
Do we play board games?
Yes.
Yeah. We do Taco Cat Cheese Go Pizza.
Yes.
Not really a board game, but we do.
What is a board game?
You know what Taco Cheese Cat? Yeah,
it's a card game.
It's a card game. Yeah. We do Monopoly Go. It's called Monopoly Go.
Yes.
It's also not really a board game. We do puzzles. We'll do board game. We'll do Legos and puzzles and do stuff that's board adjacent, I suppose. But we'll do Monopoly Go, where you have it's Monopoly without a board. Yeah, we don't play board games. I don't like being bored. We did Monopoly, that board game. No, we don't. We do chess. I do chess with my kids, my sons. I do chess with my dad too. No, is there a good board game for 10 years old, give or take 3 years?
Carcassonne, for example, it's a...
Carcassonne?
Carcassonne, yes.
What's that in English?
It's a Carcassonne in English. It's
Carcassonne.
Carcassonne. It's a city in France, Carcassonne.
Okay.
And
this sounds like you work for the city of Carcassonne.
I'm just the board games. I'm organizing board game events.
Oh, no.
And I know many publishers, and Carcassonne is from a German publisher called Hans and Glück.
Amazing. And Germany's near Croatia, right?
Somewhere close.
I'll get Carcassonne. I do play Pokemon with my 11-year-old, and I've become I've gotten really into Pokemon with my son. It's a cool thing. But how do you spell Carcassonne?
Oh, C-A-R-S. C-A-R-C-A-S-O-N-N-E.
That was like 35 letters. C-A-R-S-S. Okay, sorry. Okay, all right.
You have to write it down.
Do you play board games?
We play a few board games. We'll play Settlers of Catan every once in a while. We'll play Monopoly every once in a while, but it takes for fucking ever, so we never finish. Bananagrams
Oh, yes.
is actually kind of great, and you can modify it for like the little kids. They don't have to connect the words, or it's just a fun game. But chess, we play. My son has this thing, like he's always been this way, but even when he was a little kid, he's not like ruthlessly out to win, and he's not a sore win, he doesn't rub it, he's like very gracious winner when he wins something, but he fucking hates to lose. So it's not that he needs to win, he just needs to not lose. It's a really clear thing with him too. And so I felt like it was my duty as a parent to teach him a lesson. Like, you're gonna have to go through life learning what it's like to lose sometimes. So instead of letting him win when we played chess, I would beat him at chess. And then he decided, you know what? He actually, he just applied to high school, and he wrote his high school application essay about this. It was like this moment when he decided, I'm gonna beat my dad, and I'm gonna really destroy him. And we recently played chess with him blindfolded, and me starting with one rook removed. Him starting with one rook removed, and he beat me in like 10 minutes. It was fucking horrible. And you taught me a lesson, I didn't realize how much I hated to lose that badly. Yeah, it was awful. Yeah.
You provoked it.
I did provoke it.
So it is C-A-R-C-A-S-S-O-N-N-E.
That's
Carcassonne, I love that game. Thank you, I'll buy it. That's amazing about chess. Thank you so much. Or merci. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you? So first of all, Jared, you really need to work on your Italian because you speak a lot of Spanish.
What
did you say?
Che cazzo fai?
This was perfect.
Allora, no.
Okay. Allora,
Andiamo ragazzi.
my question was actually...
Wine, vino.
Ti amo. So my question was...
Grazie.
Okay, that kind of distracted me. My question was, so Misha, you wrote a book, you wrote a lot of poems, and Jared, you read a lot. I was wondering if you could, or if you have to recommend just one book, like a life-changing book, which one would it be and why?
Wow.
I know, I stole the question actually from Lisa Berry.
Oh wow.
And I was answering it and I was like, I'm what do you guys?
Are you still, I remember you gave me Life of Michael K, Life of Time.
Oh yeah, Life of Times of Michael K.
Yeah. That's 15 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
That's such a great, I wonder, I want you to answer first because you're better at this than I am. But it's, if you asked me a year ago, I probably would have had a certain answer. A year prior to that, a different answer. I've been kind of, and we just talked about this in mid-read to an extent, I haven't been reading self-help necessarily, but I've been reading things non-fiction recently. I have some ideas, but I want to think about it. I wonder if you have something that clicks immediately.
I don't know. There are a few books that I have come back to more than once. Michael K. I actually read last year again. Yeah. It was a kind of a fascinating experiment because we both read the same book, and I was like, read this book. It'll be interesting to hear your perspective. I find it very uplifting, and you read it, and you had the right, I think, the accurate reading of the book, which is this is the most depressing story ever. But somehow my brain had contorted it into like, isn't this a like beautiful message? It's not a beautiful message, spoiler alert. But there are certain like stories that just end up sort of echoing in my mind more than other ones, and like I feel like the long tail of them. That book is one of them. There's this other book that I've referenced before that had this strange impact on me. It's called The Annals of the Former World by John McPhee, and it's this like 600-page book on the geology of North America, and that sounds like such a boring thing, but reading this book made me think about the physical world in a different way. Like, it changed the way I thought about the physical world, and it changed the way I thought about the spectrum of time, and that was just kind of cool to have like one book. And it's probably because I wasn't a student of geology, and it was kind of like this whole universe that I hadn't been exposed to, and then I read it and I was like, holy shit, it's like a reframe. You can think about things in a different way. So I guess books that cause me to just think about things in a different way to varying degrees are the books that I love the most, and it can happen in all different kinds of ways. You know.
Did you do Pale Blue Dot?
What?
Carl Sagan?
No.
Did you, that's the way you were describing that book. I think it's called a Pale Blue Dot.
Yeah.
It's Carl Sagan, yeah. I don't know if it's thin blue, it's a Pale Blue Dot. But that to me was the same thing. When I talk about seeing the Earth from far away, it's just a pale blue dot. And going like, oh yeah, we're just humans. Like, no one's gonna give a shit about us in 100 years or 1,000 years. Let's make the most of our time here. That was kind of a similar feeling I had reading that book. The two books I brought with me are books I've read before. I mean, I have 100 books on my iPad, but the actual hard copy books that I brought were The Mountainous You by Brianna Wiest, W-I-E-S-T, and The Next Conversation by Jefferson Fisher, who we'll be talking to in like 2 weeks. And they both helped me think about myself and the way I behave in a way that I think is going to be helpful. No, I'm going to stop that. They have opened my eyes to different ways of thinking and acting and reacting that I'm certain will be helpful for myself and my friends and my family for the rest of my life. Yeah. What about you? Do you have one?
Yes, Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom.
Oh yeah, Tuesdays with
I love
Maury.
it.
Yeah, that made me cry. Yeah, that's a good book. Yeah. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah.
Oh, this is the awkward transition.
They've been desperately trying to get us off stage for 20 minutes.
I started trying to go, and another book I like is...
And then when I was in 3rd grade,
One second. Thank you all so much. One love. So grateful. Welcome these two amazing human beings, Billy and Rob. You know them well. And I'll take care of you.
Give it up one more time for Jared, Padalecki, and Misha.
Bye.